For the first time under Rick Barnes, Tennessee is in sole possession of the SEC regular season crown. I'm Ryan Sylvia. This is Noah Taylor. We're with VolReport.com on the Rivals Network. And it took a bit of a gauntlet to get the job done. Ends up wrapping up that stretch with an away game against South Carolina. Tennessee gets its revenge. How much more meaningful do you think it was that Tennessee was able to go on this stretch of games and win out since February 10th with a loss on the road to Texas A&M to be able to get this crown?
Yeah, I think Tennessee certainly earned it, obviously, to win the league as tough as it's been in a very long time, as Rick Barnes just said to us back there. But to be able to do it this way has got to feel a lot more satisfying for Tennessee. I mean, we knew going into it after that A&M game, when they avenged that loss in Knoxville, it was a gauntlet. Going into that, a very daunting stretch for Tennessee. Not just, four ranked teams, and obviously they've got one left in Kentucky, but four ranked teams that were right there with them in the SEC title hunt. And you win it outright in a year that the SEC has been as good as it's been in a very long time. I think that's got to feel really good for Tennessee, and to do it the way they did tonight. Alabama, you had to come from behind down the stretch with kind of a gritty performance. And then tonight, it kind of seemed like Tennessee was answering everything South Carolina threw at it, and the next thing you know, it's a 3-point game late, and they were able to do what they've done most of the time this season and put it away behind some of their veteran guys, and obviously Dalton Connect. So this one has to feel really good.
And how else, more fitting way to get this title, and Dalton Connect, 26 points, leading all scorers on the night. A phenomenal game from him. He was effective from deep. He got the ball inside. He hit free throws. He really did everything Tennessee needed him to do. How nice of a night was it for him?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the saying, I guess, dance with the one that brought you in. And it felt, you can't deny that Dalton Connect is a big reason Tennessee's claiming this championship right now. There were a lot of games, you go back to Georgia, a game that Tennessee looked like they were out of in the final minutes, and he takes over that game. Auburn, a game that they trailed, he takes over that game. Obviously Alabama, the one we just mentioned, you get some of your veteran guys to help you win that one on a night where Dalton Connect still gets in double figures, but it feels like kind of a tame night for him. But for the most part, there was a couple moments this season where Tennessee was on the road, where it goes, the ball bounces another way. You don't have Dalton Connect. He doesn't hit a couple shots in those games. Tennessee's not winning the SEC tonight. So I think it was appropriate for him to come in here and do that and hit some critical shots down the stretch to really preserve that win.
And how about Jonas Adu in the post, playing over 30 minutes tonight? Feels like that shows a lot of his growth from beginning of the season towards now, that he's able to not only be effective for 30 minutes on the floor, but not fall into foul trouble as well. Crucial at the beginning of the game, knocking down a few jump shots and just kind of being the life Tennessee needed for kind of the second game in a row now, looking back to Alabama as well, where he was that early option to get that offense rolling and get things going on track. How big was his performance?
Yeah, another guy that just kind of was appropriate for him too, to be right there behind Dalton, and a guy that helped them win this game. He's played his best basketball his junior year. Has been incredibly consistent for Tennessee. I think, like you said, there was to build that lead early in this game, in which Tennessee never trailed, obviously. He was a big part of that. I think there were a couple stretches there where he was the sole scorer for Tennessee. Yeah. So another game where it was incredibly appropriate for him to finish off this SEC title that way.
Gauntlet's not over yet. Next you have Kentucky. SEC titles wrapped up, so that's on the line, but feels like a game that not just a rivalry, but also senior day with Dalton Connect, Santiago Vescovi, Josiah-Jordan James, their last games in Knoxville. Feels like still a game that's definitely not only the fans are going to wake up for, but also the guys on the team. We'll be there on Saturday covering that. What does Tennessee do in that game?
Yeah, this is a Kentucky team that's kind of Jekyll and Hyde. It's a team Tennessee was able to beat. Another game, I think they led wire to wire up in Lexington, but I think it's a little bit a Kentucky team that's kind of finding its way. It's been a good and elite offensive team all year. Yeah. Defense has been its problem, but they've won a lot of games lately. They seem to be kind of figuring some things out. I think it helps for sure that Tennessee's at home. I think it's going to be a game, like you mentioned, a rivalry game, senior day for some guys that Rick Barnes was just emotional back there talking about. It's going to be a big one for Tennessee, and when you look at all that's on the line, it being a rivalry game, it being their final game, and you can help continue to stake your claim for a number one seed in the NCAA tournament to win over a really good Kentucky team. So I think just playing elite defense and doing what you did in Lexington a month ago.
And talk about an atmosphere that game's going to be to. Not only are you hosting your most hated basketball rival in Kentucky, not only are you sending off three guys, two who have been here for 5 years and have been everything to the Tennessee program, and then Dalton Connect, the likely SEC Player of the Year. But you're also able to celebrate the SEC title you just won on this floor tonight. So it should be an unbelievable atmosphere over in the Food City Center Thompson Bowling Arena down in Knoxville. Like I said, we'll be there on Saturday. The Lady Vols will get a couple of games in depending on what they want to do in the SEC tournament. First game tomorrow against Kentucky and Greenville. We'll be over there to cover that as well. And then baseball with a Power 5 weekend series against Illinois. Had a big one against Kansas State yesterday. Slipped up a little bit today, but pitching pushed them to a 2-1 win, and now they turn their attention to Illinois. So to follow everything Tennessee athletics, even football spring practice beginning pretty soon, leading into Orange and White game, head over to VolReport.com. We have all the content you need under the umbrella of Tennessee sports. Links to everything you need is in the description. Thank you for watching.